Hello students, it's Nazia Begum here, welcoming you all in today's lecture. In previous lecture, we have studied about the electric field due to an electric dipole at a point in axial position. And after that, we were going to compare the electric field due to a point charge and electric field due to a dipole. So students, here you can see, because of a point charge, this is the electric field. 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught and Q, these are the constant quantity. So we can write E point, that is electric field because of point charge due to a point charge is inversely proportional to the square of the distance. And from this formula of electric field due to a dipole, here we can see 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught, 2 and P, these are constant. So electric field due to a dipole is inversely proportional to the cube of the distance. Now let's compare. Suppose we double the original distance. When we double the original distance, because square is here, so that means it becomes 1 upon 4 times, and here cube is there, so it becomes 1 upon 8 times. Okay, if we increase the distance thrice, okay, suppose the original distance is r and if we make it 3r, then by how much time electric field due to a point charge will decrease? By 9 times. Square of 3, 9, but here cube is there, so by how much time it will decrease? It will decrease by 27 times. So you can see, when we are increasing the distance, the electric field due to a point charge and electric field due to a dipole, how they are decreasing. So we can clearly see here that electric field due to dipole decreases more in comparison with the electric field due to a point charge. So we can say that the electric field due to dipole deplete faster. Okay, so this was the comparison between electric field due to a dipole and electric field due to a point charge. Now let's move to next topic. In previous lecture, we have studied electric field at an axial position. Now today, we will study the electric field at an equatorial position. To study the electric field, the diagram is very important. So, all the students, I want you to pay full attention when I am explaining the diagram. In this diagram, you can see one dipole here. This is the minus Q charge. This is the plus Q charge. This is the center point of dipole O. From O, the distances of plus Q and minus Q charges are L. Okay. Now we have to find out the electric field due to a dipole, due to an electric dipole at a point situated in equatorial position. So here you can see point P is there. Okay, point P is located on equatorial position. That means it is at the same distance from minus Q charge and plus Q charge. Okay, so we join it by drawing one line. Okay, from center O, the distance of P is R. So students, be very careful. The distance of point P from point O is R. Okay, and from minus Q and plus Q charge, the distance is something else. Okay, so this distance we will find out from the Pythagoras theorem. Okay, You can see here one right angle triangle we can see. Okay, this is the right angle triangle. So if we want to find out the distance of point P from minus Q charge, so here in this triangle AOP, you can see angle O is 90 degree, angle A is theta. Okay, then OA is base here, OP is perpendicular, and AP is hypotenuse. Okay, so by Pythagoras theorem we can find the hypotenuse, okay, by this formula PB square. One more thing students, whatever will be the distance between AP, there will be same distance between BP. Okay, so if we find out one distance, another will be same. By applying Pythagoras theorem, PA square equals to OP square plus OA square, PA equals to root over OP square plus OA square. OP, here in diagram you see OP equals to R and OA equals to L. By putting the values we get PA equals to under root R square plus L square. So this we will get. Similarly this we will get. Okay, so this is the distance of point P from charges. Okay, R is the distance from center, but first we have to find out the electric field due to charges and then we calculate for the dipole. So distance of P from the charges also is very important. Okay, so this is the distance. Now one more thing you can see here, we have find out the value of cos theta. Why we have find it out, I will tell you later. Right now you see cos theta equals to base upon hypotenuse. So base is L, hypotenuse is R square plus L square. So this is the value of cos theta. This also you remember. Now let's again come back to the diagram. So now we have find out the distance between AP and BP. Now students, as I have told you before that the test charge we always take positive. Okay, so when positive charge is placed at point P, when plus Q charge will apply force on that force will be repulsive. So that's why it will try to move it away. So this will be the direction of force because of plus Q charge. But in case of negative charge tries to attract it, attraction force will be there. So this is the direction of electric field because of minus Q charge. This is the direction of electric field because of plus Q charge, which is E1, and this is the direction of electric field E2 because of minus Q charge. This is the direction. Okay, we know here the angles are theta. Okay, these are the angles theta here. Now E1 and E2, they both are equal but they both have different direction. So how to find out their resultant? In class 11th in vector chapter we have studied, if we have to find out the resultant of these type of vectors, so we use parallelogram. Okay, parallelogram, law of vector addition. Okay, or we can do one more thing, we can split it in two directions. Okay, see, when something is making angle, any vector quantity is making angle, we split it in two form, cos and sine. Okay, so here you can see cos will be in the direction of force, or whatever thing we are splitting, cos will be in the direction of that basic direction and sine will be the perpendicular. So because of minus Q charge, E1 is there making angle theta, when we split it in two direction, okay, resolution of vectors we have studied. So by that, when we split it, this is the direction of E1 cos theta, this is the direction of E1 sin theta. When we split E2, this is the direction of E2 cos theta and this is the direction of E2 sin theta. So here you can see E1 sin theta and E2 sin theta, they both are equal and opposite. They are going in opposite direction, so they both will cancel each other. Okay, so here the resultant one, according to parallelogram, the resultant will go from the center like this. This is one parallelogram. Okay, and this will be the resultant. So here resultant is E1 cos theta and E2 cos theta. They both are going in same direction. So these two will together combine and give the resultant of these two electric fields. Okay. So electric field due to plus Q charge, E1 equals to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q upon distance square. Here the distance is root over r square plus l square. When we square it, root over will remove. So r square plus l square, and its direction will be BP. Electric field due to minus Q charge, E2 equals to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q upon r square plus l square. Its direction will be PA. Now we know that both, see, mod of E1 and mod of E2 is E. Both are same. The quantity, the amount is same, only the direction is different. So when we take out the mod, so E1 and E2 both are equal, we consider it as E. Okay, and from the diagram we have already understood that total resultant electric field at an equatorial position is E1 cos theta plus E2 cos theta, or we can write E1 plus E2 cos theta. E1 and E2 both are E, so E plus E cos theta or 2E cos theta. Now by putting the value of E, 2 into, this is the value of E and this is cos theta. Now you understood why we have derived the value of cos theta. Okay, so the value of cos theta we have got this much, L upon root over r square plus l square. That value of cos theta we will put in this equation and we will get this one. E equatorial equals to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught 2q upon r square plus l square into, this is the value of cos theta, L upon root over r square plus l square is there. So we can write r square plus l square's power 1 upon 2. Now here r square plus l square is there. Here r square plus l square's power 1 upon 2. So here power is 1. Here 1 upon 2. When we add them, it become 3 upon 2. Okay, it is 3. It's smudged and looking like 8. It is 3. Okay, or we can write it 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught 2ql r square plus l square's power 3 upon 2. 2ql is P, dipole moment. So this we get the formula of electric field. Now for an ideal dipole, L is very less than R. So when we neglect L, we get this one. E equatorial equals to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught P upon R square to the power 3 upon 2, 2 cancel, R cube. This is the final formula for an ideal dipole. Okay, the electric field for an ideal dipole at a point in equatorial position. Okay, now let's compare the electric fields because of electric dipole at two position. In axial position, we got this formula. At equatorial position, we got this formula. When we compare them both, so we find that electric field at an axial point is twice the electric field at an equatorial point. So students, this is it for today's lecture. See you in next lecture. Bye.